Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we want to appreciate somebody, there are different ways of appreciating somebody. If somebody is only physically oriented person, then he is appreciated. Oh, he is a great wrestler, six pack. See his muscles. And that dumb fellow feels great about it. Then, second type of people, they are very emotional. And in that emotional category come all the persons belonging to the Lalita Kala, that is fine arts. So a sculptor, a musician, see, an actor, they belong to that. So you tell a musician, hey, you sang very well, but the moment you say, but immediately you can wash the face. See? They get disturbed. Because their praise is only, I can sing the best. The authors, the writers, if you find out their mistakes, wow. Like that. But when we want to really appreciate somebody, what is normally done? We appreciate, oh, he is very intelligent. See? So, possessions for a rich man, relations for the family man. See? And then physical level, mental level, these are different stages of appreciation. But the real appreciation is when we say, oh, he is very intelligent. Now, what is the intelligence? Intelligence is that faculty in us which helps us go beyond the bondage of the worldly objects, the relations, the body, and the emotions. And therefore, the most important spiritual practice is viveka or discrimination. The viveka is located in the intellect. So, the mind tells what I like, what I don't like. The intellect tells what is right, what is wrong. Now we have to decide who is guiding our life. Whether the liking and disliking that we are having a burden on our mind, or we are under the guidance of what is right and what is wrong. See, friends. And therefore, in this second chapter of Panchadashi, we will be taking another aspect of discrimination. In the first chapter, we have seen Viveka. We have sorted ourselves out of the mess where we are in by the Tattvamasi Mahavakya Updesh. See? So, we were thinking that I am this man, woman, young, old, husband, wife, brother, sister, Indian, non-Indian, then successful, not successful. All these are our imaginations about our identity. And when we are thus able to discard them one by one, we have seen in the first chapter. So, Shravan Manan Nididhyasan. By Shravan, by listening to the scriptures, Vedanta, we are told very distinctly what is the anatomy of our personality. What is the meaning of the worldly objects? How many are they? How they are available to us? What are the channels, the five sense organs? How do we respond, organs of action? where all the experiences are happening, they are in the mind. And to whom they are happening to me. Now, who is this I? In this manner, slowly we developed. And ultimately, we came, if we are thus convinced of this anatomy of our personality, then we are qualified to sit for meditation. Then, what will be the meditation? Only one thing, work on how I cannot be the body and how I cannot be the jiva. And thus, dhyatru dhyane parityajya dheyameva vashishyate. Then ultimately we come to this. There is no question of doing meditation to achieve something. See, it becomes very easily possible. Therefore, we have to work with the discrimination, the faculty of intellect. And such a person, when he starts thus going for satsanga again and again, listening, one day suddenly it will click. And after this is done, then we come to the second chapter. So in the first chapter, we have sorted out, discriminated who is this I who is going through all the experiences. In simple words, which I told you, is who goes to sleep. This is the very simplest approach I can think of. Who goes to sleep? The waker doesn't go to sleep. He is not there. Who goes to sleep? And the one who goes to sleep, he will not know the sleep because he is not there. See? If I had not gone to London, I will not know what London is. See, friends? Therefore, we thus come to a conclusion about our correct identity in the first chapter. So every experience has got these three components. One component is the experiencer, we sorted out in the first chapter. Now the second component is the object of experience, experienced. Now what is that experience object? In the first chapter we have seen who is experiencer. Now in the second chapter we will find out what is experienced. See, is there a division between the experiencer and experienced? Or the experiencer and experienced, they are one and the same? This is the inquiry in the second chapter. Therefore, we will ultimately come to know that the one reality alone is playing the role of an experiencer and also the role of experienced because of two different conditionings. This is what we have to ultimately conclude. See? Like, when I scratch my head, I don't get in the notion that I have done a job. Cannot be. If this principle is accepted by us, then see, the one who is talking from this point and the one who is listening from other point, are they separate? See, both of them are alive. So life factor is common. So in the same life factor, one place is becoming a speaker and other place is becoming a listener. And when this is accepted, then there cannot be an ego and arrogance. I am teaching to the ignorant people. It cannot be. See? When we are searching by our eyes certain things, then when we get it, do we develop a ego? See, eyes will say, I have only shown you, and you cannot do it unless I show you. No. This is the meaning of discrimination. This is the meaning of viveka. So unless this becomes the foundation, then only the truth is revealed. And these subtle points are brought out by our great masters in very simple ways. Jnana mana jahu ek hu nahi. when Tulsidas says, knowledge is that where there is no mana. Mana is measurement. What is the measurement? Knower and the known. See? So on the same reality, one measurement is the knower and the other measurement is the known. Jnana, knowledge is that where knower known difference doesn't exist. See, my dear friends, there is an object, let us take some sweet meat, jalebi. Whether it is sweet or not, how will you know? Unless the object and the testing instrument, unless they come together, there cannot be knowledge. So when the object experienced and the experiencer, when they come together, their division disappears and knowledge happens. So what is the real knowledge? Real knowledge is not it is sweet, it is not sweet. No. The real knowledge is where the knower known difference disappears. That is ultimate truth. And this principle is applied to every experience of our life. Therefore, we have to find out what is this experience of the world. And this is how we start the second chapter. Sadadvaitam shrutam yat tat panchabhuta vivekataha bodhum shakyam tato bhuta panchakam pravivichyate. See? Yat, that which is referred as the cause of the world, yat panchabhuta vivekataha. By the description of the five elements, advaitam shrutam. In the scriptures we have heard that the truth is one without a second, non-dual, advaita. That panchabhuta vivekataha bodhum shakyam. We will be able to discover the reality as a common denominator in the variety of the five elements. See? The five elements, the space, the air, the fire, the water and the earth. They are so different from each other. And yet, they have got a common denominator. And what is that? The common denominator is Sat, existence. Now, this is one of the most important things, friends, if we want to practice Vedantic knowledge. See, you know, there are two philosophies. One they call Shankar Vedanta and they call it as a Mayavad. This is such a wrong understanding. Bhagavan Shankaracharya doesn't talk Mayavad. They do only one statement. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. See? We have to understand what reference the things are mentioned. In one place it is said that truth alone is and every world is only illusion. Then in the Vedas, Upanishad itself it is said, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. So we have to understand it in what reference, what statement is made. And see the effect of that. Therefore, these are two schools. One is Kashmiri Shaivism, what they call as the Chidvilasa, and second is Vedanta as indicated by the Upanishad and expounded by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Bhagavan Shankaracharya was not against, he was also a great yogi. See, friends. Therefore, when we take, according to this statement, the world is an illusion, and when we take the world is nothing but the same reality, according to the Chidvilas, expansion of the truth into the many things, the meaning will be what? What will be the impact of this knowledge in both the cases? When we recognize something as illusion, you cannot have desire for illusions and you don't suffer because of illusions. And when you know everything is you alone, then you cannot have desire about yourself. And you don't suffer because of you. You suffer because of others. So the meaning of both the statements put together is ultimately the same. But then what happens? There is so much of discussion and all that. Sant Ganeshwar has not spoken about the Shankar Vedanta. He was referring only to Kashmiri Shaivism. No, it's not like that. There is no division. There is no difference between Shankar Vedanta and the Kashmiri Shaivism. It's one and the same. but they use some kind of terminology and create an illusory difference. It is not. It is the same reality that is spoken. So, Sat. So, everything is Sat, existence. So, in Kathopanishad, it is said, Asti iti upalabdhavyaha. Then, Tattva bhavena prasidati. Two stages. If we want to know the truth, experience the truth, first you have to start with Asti iti upalabdhavyaha. Whatever is recognized as existing, this is the way you should approach the reality. It doesn't matter what is existing, but existence is the criteria. See? So you take this whole world, all the dvandvas, all the relativities, joy, sorrows, birth, death, success, failure, friend, enemy, black, white, all dvandva. And both of them are recognized as existence. Black is, white is. Health is, disease is. Joy is, sorrow is. See? So when our attention is on the existence aspect, then what will happen? Then we will not bother whether it's a black or it's white. See? How important it is. The other day, one of my very sweet friend gave me rice. I knew only white rice. So she said, Swamiji, there is a brown rice as well as a black rice. You try that. So now we have got a Tiranga Jhenda, the tricolor. See? Brown, white and black. Three rice. So there is a brown, white or black. It is rice, is it not? In the same manner. Is it joy or sorrow? It is existence. Success or failure? Existence. And when we thus start focusing our attention on the substratum existence, what will happen? We will rise above the likes and dislikes. Not only that, we'll rise above the likes and dislikes by a simple technique, given oneself zero choice. See, life becomes so simple. And what is the simplicity in this approach? You are at peace. And when we are thus at peace, then we can go to the next step. Tattva bhavena prasidati. Then we will be able to recognize really when it is sound or it is silence, both are experience. Therefore, sound is, silence is. Then who is knowing it? I am knowing it. Is it not this I also is? So whether it is a sound or a silence, it makes no difference to me. See? Because what is sound? Sound is presence of sound. What is silence? Absence of sound. So we are eliminating both the presence and absence of sound. Therefore, we have to be beyond the existence and non-existence. That is tattva bhavena prasidati. See? Neyam yattat pravakshabi yajnatva amritamastute anadivat param brahma na tat sad na asad uchyate. In the 13th chapter, Bhagavan says, the truth is beyond the sat and asat. Na tat sat na asad uchyate. This has to be recognized, existence. So Sat Advaitam Shrutam Yattat Panchabhuta Vivekataha Bodhum Shakyam. Then by the discrimination of the five elements, we will be able to discover the Sat, the existence, as our essential nature. Bodhum Shakyam. Bodhum Shakyam means we will be able to experience. Knowledge and experience, these are two things. Jnanam and Bodha. Knowledge is Paroksha Jnanam. And the experience or bodha is aparokshanubhuti. See? Parokshanubhuti is not their word. Paroksha jnanam and aparokshanubhuti. Paroksha jnanam is the knowledge gathered from the scriptures, the teachers, etc. And aparokshanubhuti is the direct experience without the involvement of any instrument of knowledge. Bodhum shakyam. Therefore, when we discriminate the five elements, we will be reaching our own essential nature. Like when we are discriminated who is the experiencer, we have come to the right understanding of our own being in the first chapter. Now, what is experience? Then we start this discrimination of the five elements and we come back to our own essential nature. Therefore, when it is said, Vedaisha sarvai ahameva vidyaha. So, all the scriptures ultimately tell us only one thing: we have to know ourselves. Rest of the things are secondary. Bodhum shakyam tato bhuta panchakam pravivichyate. Now we start the five great elements story. This is very simple. We'll go quickly through this. Shabda sparsho ruparaso gandho bhuta gana ime ekadvi tri chatush pancha guna vyomadishu kramad. It looks very difficult, but it's very simple. The five great elements, they have got they have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 qualities. What is that? We are not able to understand. First element is space, akash. Akash has got only one quality, shabda. Then the second element is the air. Air has got two qualities, shabda and sparsha, the touch, sound and the touch. The third element is the fire. It has got three qualities, the sound, the touch, and the color or the form. Then the fourth element is the water. It has got the four qualities, the shabda sound, then the touch, and then the form or the color, etc. And the taste, its own quality. And the earth has got all the four plus the gandha, the smell. In this manner, the subtle is reduced to the gross. Now here one principle we have to understand. More the attributes, grosser is the object. Earth is very gross compared to the water. Then fire is subtle compared to the water. Then air is subtle compared to the fire. And space is subtlest compared to all the four elements. Because the earth has got five qualities, water has got four, fire has got three, the air has got two, and space has got one, and the mind by which all these things are known has no quality. So how the mind is? Whether it is smelling fishy? No. Whether the mind is sweet? No. Whether the mind is beautiful? No. Can I touch the mind? No. See? So each and every statement can help us get out of this mess of the world. And for that, what is to be done? All these techniques we have mentioned so many places. Like, take one example. The grass will take, earth. Now, earth has got five qualities. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. But gandha, the smell, is the special quality of the earth. And the other four qualities are borrowed from the earlier four elements. See? This is how we have seen in Panchikaran. The tamoguni aspect of the Pancha Mahabhutas, then that is divided into two, half remains as it is, and the remaining half is divided into further four, and these four people, the four parts of that element, they go and mix with the other four elements. And this is how every element has got an admixture of all the elements, but the half part is the major and remaining are only fractions. Therefore, if we want to work on the earth, so what is the special element of the earth quality? Is the gandha, the smell. Now, if we are not obsessed with any smell, if we are not disturbed by any smell, and we are happy that we can smell, that is enough. See? Meaning what? Give yourself a zero choice. Good smell, bad smell. This is the special smell. Similarly, at the level of the water, rasa. Tasty, not tasty. Speciality, remove the speciality. You can taste, it's more than enough. See? The other day, somebody gave me something. Swamiji, how does it taste? I said, yes, it tastes. No, but how does it taste? They don't want to know the truth. I said, taste me, it tastes. What more? No, whether it is good or bad. Oh, I forgot that I have to praise the food. See, friends. Therefore, what will be the spiritual practice? Don't give yourself any choice. Whatever is there is beautiful, very nice, good, fantastic. This is the meaning of studying Panchadashi. So, continuing further. Pratidhvanirviyat shabdo vayau bisiti shabdanam. Now, one by one, the same which I explained you, the same thing is said in these verses. Pratidhvani vyat shabdaha vayau bisiti shabdanam. So, the echo is the sound quality of the space in the air, and BCT is the rustling sound, is the quality of the air itself, not air, the space itself. Then Shabdanam, then Anushkrita Sansparshaha, hot and cold, etc. There is the touch quality of the air. So, the sound quality, only one with the space. Sound and the touch is the quality, two qualities with the air. Then Sansparsha, then Vannahu Bhugu Dhvani. And when you come to the third, that is the fire, then it is hard or cold, hot or not hot. And then the sound, see? Bhagavadhvani, and Ushna Sparsha Prabha Rupam, and the third quality is Prabha Rupam, it has got a light. Then in the water, Jale Bulu Bulu Dhvani, water has got quality, the Bulu Bulu Dhvani. Then Sparsha is the Shita, cold, etc. Rupa is Shukla, white, etc. Rasa Madhuryam. So the fourth quality of the water is the Madhuryam, the taste. And when we come to the earth, Bhumau Kadakada Shabda Kathinyam Sparshishate Neeladikam Chitra Rupam Madhuramladiko Rasaha. So these are the four qualities associated with the earth, borrowed from the earlier four elements. So Bhumau Kadakada Shabdaha, the sound when you hit the stone against any other stone. Then Kathinyam Sparshishate, whether it is hard or soft. They Neeladikam Chitra Rupam, there are so many colors spread all over the earth. And Madhura Amladikam Rasaha, whether they are tasty or sweet or sour. And Surabhi Tara Gandhau Dvau, Surabhi and Itara, good and a bad smell. These kind of smells are the special quality of the earth. In this manner, Samyak Vivejita, we have explained them very clearly. Now, after these five qualities are explained, now how these things are known, for that instrument of knowledge are required. Therefore, Shrotram, Chakshashu, Jivva, Granam, Chendriya, Panchakam. So these five objects, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, they are known by the respective sense organs, the ears, then the skin, then the eyes, see, like one by one, and the tongue and the smell by the nose. These are the five. And what happens? Karnadi golakastam tar shabdadi grahakam kramat. Now be attentive. When you are talking about the functional aspect, it is a common thing. Everybody hears only with the ears. It is common. Then, where from these faculties function? They function from the structural instrument. Therefore, karnadi golakastham. So the Shravanendriya starts expressing through the ears. See, karnadi golakastham tat shabdadi grahakam kramat. So the ears, the functioning ability of the ear is manifested through the structural ear and so on. Vision expresses through the structural eye. See, the Granendriya, the ability to smell, expresses through the nose in this kramat. Then, Saukshmat Karyanumeyam Tat Prayo Dhavet Bahirmukham. And Saukshmat Karyameyam Tutat. So, all these things are to be recognized only by inferred. Anumeya means for inference. See, there was some place I saw, a child was born, and the child did not have the hearing ability. So how will anybody know? Nobody can know whether the child is hearing or not. So what they do, they normally move their fingers here and there, whether his eyes are moving or not, that means he can see. Then they make some sound, and there is no response from the child, that means whether he is able to hear or not. See? Anumeya. So, Saukshmat Karyanumeyam tad. And therefore, these functions are only the effects. See? So, Karyanumeyam tad prayo dhavet bahirmukham. And therefore, all these sense organs, they are necessarily bahirmukham, extrovert. In Kathopanishad, we have seen this. Paran chikhadi vetrunat swayambhu tasmat paran pashyati nantaratman kaschid dhiraha pratyagatma namaikshat avrutta chakshuhu amritatvam Paran anchati gacchati khani indriyani. See, the sense organs by default are extrovert. It is something like if you go and stand near the window of your house from the third floor, then you are not looking inside the house. You are looking outside. When you go to the window, you look outside. In the same manner, when we are sitting in the windows of our personality, the sense organs, we will be naturally extrovert. Prayaha dhavet bahirmukham. Then, kadachit apihite karne shruyate shabdantaraha pranavayu jatharagno jalapanye anna bhakshane. And sometimes these sense organs are also able to experience the inner sound also. That means the sense organs are not only experiencing the external objects, external means external to the body, but the sense organs are also able to experience the internal objects. Because outside there are 5 objects: Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, the sound, the touch, the form, the taste and the smell. The same objects are also available inside our body. And they are also known by the same sense organs. So, what is said here? Kadachit, when sometime apihite karne, when the ears are closed, shruyate shabda antaraha. And yet we are able to hear the sound inside. Some kind of sound goes on. So also, pranavayu jatharagnav. When we are breathing, the hissing sound inside the larynx or the lungs, that is heard. Pranavayu, jatharagnav. When some kind of gadabada goes on inside the stomach, that also we hear. And jalapane anna bhakshane. And also, when we are taking the water, some people make a very terrible sound while drinking water, gadak, gad, gadak, gad. And also, anna bhakshane. When we are taking food, you must have seen some people have got that habit. When they eat tap, tap, that kind. It is not outside, it is inside. Similarly, Vyajyate Yantara Sparsha Milane Chantarattamaha. Similarly, Antara Sparshaha Vyajyante. When you take very hot tea, you know inside, oh God, it is really hot, my stomach is burning. Similarly, Antara Sparsha, then Milane Chantaram Tamaha. And when the eyes are closed, we are able to experience the darkness. Then Udgare Rasagandhau cha. And when there is burping or when there is kind of dakar, then Rasagandhau cha. The taste and the smell, that is the experience which is coming from inside by these sense organs. And cha iti akshanam antaragraha. In this manner, the sense organs are not only illuminating the objects outside the body, but also inside the body. And therefore, from the sense organs point of view, they are neither inside nor outside. They are everywhere. Where they are everywhere? In the mind. So mind has got this potentiality to express as sound when coming out of the ears. See? And the same mind has got the capacity, the faculty to express as sound when it comes out of the speech. So, sound has got now two instruments. To receive the sounds, ears. To express the sound, speech. And both of them are the dormant, unmanifest potentiality in the mind. See how clear it is? So, Jnanendriya and Karmendriya, both of them are dormant potentialities in the mind. Therefore, it is common for everybody. Now, what we are trying to do is come back to the non-dual reality. See, then continuing further, पंचोक्त्या दान गमन विसर्गा नंदका क्रिया कृषि वाणिज्य सेवाद्या पंचसु अंतर्भवति. Now the five organs of action, they are what? Ukti, adana, the speech, then holding, then locomotion, gamana, visarga, excretion, ananda, sex, pleasures. So all these five are the activities of the five karmendriyas, and that also includes krishi, vanijya, seva, ityadi. The agriculture and trading and serving, helping, etc. This is included in the karmendriyas activities. Then Vak Panipada Payupastahi Akshahi Tattat Kriyajani Mukhadi Golakeshwaste Tattat Karmendriya Panchakam. Then these five sense organs, Akshahi Tat Kriyajani, the actions are referred to the above and are carried respectively. Then Tattat Karma Indriya Panchakam. Therefore, these five sense organs are already there in the mind. They express through the different structures. Mukha Adi Golakeshu, and they are in their respective places. See? Now, after having told about the Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, etc., now we come to their controller. Mano Dashendriyadhyaksham Hrutpadme Golake Sthitam Tachantakarana Bahyeshu Asatantrayadine Indriyahi. Manaha Dasha Indriyadhyaksham. The mind is the presiding president, governing the 10 organs, Dashendriya Daksham. And where is the mind? Vrut Padme Golake Sthitam. It is in the heart of the person. Vrut Padme Golake Sthitam. Be attentive. Like there is a difference structural. Eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue. They are structurally different, functionally different. See? Similarly, karmendriyas, organs of action, they are also functionally different and structurally different. Legs have got their limitation in their functions, hands, etc. See? But when it comes to antakaran, the mind is not structurally different. It is only functionally different. So depending upon the function, The mind is referred as mind, intellect, ahankar and chitta. This is one of the most important thing for us to know. Many of us get lost in this. See, Antakaran Chatushtaya, therefore they are not four man, they are only one. See, like the man is one, functionally he differs. In front of his father, his function is to be a son. In front of the wife, his function is to be a husband. In front of his son, function is to be a father. So this son, the husband and the father, they are not structurally different. They are functionally different. Exactly the same way. See, mano dashendriya daksham hrutpadme golake sthitam. Therefore, it is in the heart of our being. So here, heart means what? Means the source where from everything comes out. The essence. So, mano dashendriya daksham hrutpadme golake sthitam. Tacha antakarana bahyeshu aswatantrayad vina indriyahi. See? And this antakarana is aswatantra. It has no freedom. About what? The bahyeshu indriyeshu. Bahyeshu vastushu. The external objects, unless they are received through the sense organs, they have no existence for the mind. See, friends? And therefore, waking experience is that where the world is received through the sense organs and then the experiences happen. But in case of the dream, it is not necessary to have the external objects. Even the memories, the impressions of the mind, they are enough to create the experience. See? Therefore, tacha antakarana bahyeshu aswatantrayat. It cannot come in contact with the external world without these faculties. Now, aksheshu artharpiteshu tad guna dosha vicharakam sattvam rajas tamaschasya guna vikriyate hitaihi. Now this mind is having these three aspects, sattva, rajas, tamas. And depending on that, when an object is received through the sense organs, then it is immediately interacted upon by the mind, and then it starts vikriyate, it starts getting modified or starts interacting. Be attentive. Eyes only tell this is red, green, yellow color. Eyes have no likes and dislikes, no comment. So at the level of the sense organs, there is only perception. But when that perception is conveyed to the mind, now the mind, depending upon the predominance of the particular quality, sattva, rajas, tamas, it starts interacting. So the sense organs don't interact, it is the mind which interacts. So rajas, sattva, tamas, chasya, guna, vikriyate hitaihi. So by these three gunas, the mind starts interacting with the perceptions of the worldly objects. See? If you have absolutely no possibility of eating anything because you have eaten a lot, and then be attentive. And if some food comes in front of you, I don't want. Even if somebody gives you under compulsion, you put it, how he says, okay, yeah, now don't ask it too many questions. I've eaten for your sake. I don't want to eat it. See? Therefore, that time this man was already frustrated. But the other people go on forcing. According to that, reaction will be there. And if one is very hungry and the food is given and enjoyed, it was the best food I have ever eaten. Because mind is in a cool mode. So our interaction with the world is squarely dependent on the quality of our mind. See, friends, Therefore, all the spiritual practice is work on your mind. When the mind is under the influence of tamoguna, then laziness and all, indolence, no activity. When the mind is under the influence of rajoguna, then too much of agitations and activities. When under the sattva guna influence, whatever knowledge is received through the sense organs, it is properly understood, not reacted. See? Therefore, sattva rajas tamaschasya guna vikriti hitahi. So depending upon the mode in which the mind is operating, whether it is the sattva guna mode, rajas or tamas, according to that, the experiences happen. So, experiences are happening only in the mind. Objects are outside, sense organs are outside, organs of actions are outside. But when all these things put together gather the information about the worldly objects, it is through this channel it enters the mind. So, mind is like a software and the external things are like the hardware. Now, what is the training that we have given to the mind? See? Always remain agitated, always become angry, always shout, always talk loudly. See, this is how we develop right from childhood. See, there is one very sweet little girl, maybe hardly 4 or 5 years. Now, whatever may be the reason or maybe the condition at home, when she has to speak, she shouts so shouting as if she is talking to a person who is 20 miles away from her. It is not her fault. This is how we develop. See, contrary to that, there are some people, they talk very soft. See, friends, therefore, all that we are today is how we have developed ourselves. And it is here satsanga comes into play. So, similarly, vak pani padu payustaihi akshaihi tat kriyajani mukhadi golakeshu vaste tat karmendriya panchakam. Similarly, these five organs of action in association with the five sense object, they are also carried out in the inside one's indriya karma, indriya panchakam, mukhadi golakeshu. So, the speech is in the mouth. See? Then sparsha is in the skin. So, by the hand, we try to see whether hot or cold. Then shabda sparsha, then rupa. Then the rupa is known by the eyes, or the color is known by the eyes. Then whether I want or I don't want, I hold it or I leave it. So, the shabda sparsha rupa rasagandha, they are located in 5 places in our body. Like the 5 sense organs, we are told the structure. Similarly, the structural aspect of the karmendriya. Speech is in the mouth. Then sound, then sparsha is in the skin. See? Then the touch in the skin. Then we come to the third, the hands. Vak pani, the pani is the hand. Then by that we hold or we leave it. Pada, locomotion. Move here or move there. And then vak pani pada, payu, and then excretion is in the lower part of the body and the procreation in the genital organs. In this manner, these are the 5 sense organs and the 5 organs of action located in their structural abodes. Now, after this is done, so this is the complete picture of our personality. Mano dashendriya dhaksham hrutpadme golake sthitam taccha antakarana bahyeshu asvatantriyad vinadyanaihi aksheshu arpiteshu arpitad dosha vicharakam sattvam rajastamascha guna vikriyate hitaihi vairagyam. Now, these 3 modes of the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Now it is indicated how the mind functions. Vairagyam, Shanti, Audaryam, Ityadya, Sattva Sambhavaha, Kama, Krodho, Lobha, Yatnyo, Ityadya, Rajasottita. When the mind is in a sattvic mode, and whatever information is received from the worldly objects through the sense organs, and the interaction with the world will depend on these three gunas. So if the mind is in a sattvic mode, then vairagyam, kshanti, audaryam, all the positive good qualities will be naturally seen. The mind will vairagyam, when something good or bad happens, it's okay, man, doesn't matter. Sometimes it happens. See? Because the mind is sattvic. Then kshanti, if somebody has done this, okay, never mind. Everybody does mistake. Never, don't do it again, okay? Over. And then audarya, the large-heartedness, not only what will I get, but there is a joy in giving and sharing. Then ityadi sattva sambhavaha. So from these qualities one can know oneself in what mode one is. This is not for observing others. Please remember, many seekers have got this problem. One Amma, I remember in Vrindavan, she was telling me, spiritual abuses, can you imagine? Our mothers can do this thing. Mothers are extraordinary creation of God. I got tremendous respect for them. Right from childhood, they go through so many difficulties, challenges, problems. And the worst begins. They lived in a particular house up to the age of 15, 20, 30, whatever. And then when they get married and go, they have to give up everything and start again afresh. Everything new. See? And in that everything new, they even enter the satsanga. As many ladies goes for satsanga, gents don't go. Because gents are very strong personalities, although inside they are weak. Ladies are very strong inside, although externally they are weak. It is a very funny thing to observe in this world. Such a mother in Vrindavan, she asked me this question. And that's what is spiritual abuses. He says, Swamiji, you must be surprised why my husband doesn't come for the satsang. I said, no, Mama, I don't know whether you are married or not married. How do I know? No, I am married and I got children also. I said, very good. But they don't come for satsang. Do you know why? I said, I don't know. I don't want to know. That's their choice. Why should I worry whether somebody comes or not? No, I tell you. I said, okay, tell. My husband is very rajasic. All the time. Money, money, money. Going here, going there, doing this, that. Oh. He can't keep quiet. So, husband is rajasic, spiritual abuse. Then, my children, you know, I said, I don't know. And I don't want to know. No, I'll tell you. I said, okay, tell. You can see our tragedy. Like you have to hear whether you want to or not. I also hear whether I want to hear or not. He said, my children, they are very tamasic. So two abuses. Children are tamasic and husband is rajasic. Then I enjoy. Life is a fun. Then I said, what about you, Amma? They are rajasic and tamasic. What about you? Of course, I am sattvic. I come for the satsang. I am not like them. Lazy and workaholics. I am sattvic. See? By this, what is meaning? The meaning is, we are telling sattva guna is good, rajuguna is not good, and tamoguna is bad. This is not the meaning, friends. Don't use this knowledge for labeling the people, whether they are sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. So, vairagyam, kshanti, audaryam, ityadya, sattva sambhavaha. So, when we have to, if we don't have these qualities, we have to cultivate them. Vairagya, no likes and dislikes. Kshanti, yes, mistakes are done by everybody. Audarya, let us learn the art of sharing with what we have. then sattva guna is slowly being cultivated. Then rajoguna, kama krodho, lobha yatno, ityadya, rajasothitaha. So kama krodha, lobha, too much of agitation, I had to do this, I had to do that, constantly doing. Then that mind is under the influence of the rajoguna. So therefore find out what is our life till date. So we will come to know we have been only struggling to get one thing and do this, do that, so that the desires are fulfilled. And desires are fulfilled, so you have to keep on acting, working, work hard. So now give it a break. Take a pause. Life is not only activity, life is also rest. Life is not only rest, life is also activity. It has to be a perfect balance. Now we come to the third, our good friend. Alasyam Bhranti Tandradya Vikara Tamasotthitaha Satvikai Punya Nishpatti Papotpattischa Rajasehi. Then when the mind is under the influence of the Tamoguna, then Alasyam Bhranti Tandradya, laziness, always confused, and Tandra all the time, hang-ups. See? Those who are drug addicts, you can see in their eyes. They are all the time in the Shambhavi Mudra. Tandra is intoxication. See? Tandradya vikara tamasottitaha. Now, after these three gunas, quality of the mind is told, then sattvikai punya nishpattihi. So when one is practicing sattva guna, then what will happen? Shanti, audarya, vairagya, then sattvikaihi punya nishpatti. So the mind will attain or gain punya, the merit. Now what is the merit? Merit is mind remains undisturbed under all conditions. That is the real achievement. Sattvikai punya nishpatti, then papotpattischa rajasaihi. And when we are struggling in our life that I have to get this, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, and then under the influence of these negativities, we will do any kind of wrong things. See? So, papot pattischa rajasehi, and then tamasaihi no bhayam kinto vrutak yuk kshapanam bhavet. And when you are under the influence of tamoguna, alasya, nidra, Bhranti, Tandra, if you are under that, then you create neither sin nor merit. See? Tamasai na ubhayam kintu. But what happens? Vrutha yuk kshapanam bhavet. This opportunity that we are blessed with, to in this very life we can discover our essential nature and discover fulfillment in our life. That opportunity we are giving up. Therefore, vrutayuk shapanam bhaved. Now we have to recognize this perfect balance. This perfect balance is stored in Ishavasya. This is one of my most favorite Upanishads. Vision, Ishavasya midam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Change your vision. Then tena tyaktena bhunjita. Dispassion is bound to be. Ma grudakasya siddhanam. You will not be accumulating. Neither you will be indulgent and nor you will be accumulating. So, kama and artha, they will not become big issues. So, if you don't have to earn money, if you don't have to fulfill desire, then you will laziness. No. Kurvanne veha karmane jiji visheshatakam sama. Live every moment 100%, cheerfully, happily, fulfilled. See? And therefore, we have to invoke Rajoguna for activity. But we have to support by the Sattva Guna so that the ego is not developed. This is what is mentioned here. Tamasai no bhayam kintu vrutha yukshapanam bhavet. Such a beautiful opportunity we are blessed with. We should not miss this opportunity. Atra aham pratyai karta iti evam loke vyavastitihi. And here, in these activities of the life, then atra, here, aham pratyai karta. The ego becomes the doer. I am the doer. I have done this thing. I have not done this thing. I will do. I will not do. In this manner, loke vyavastitihi. In this manner, in this world, The world is conducted, the life is conducted in this manner. Have you got a complete picture? Five sense objects, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Sagandha. Their container are the five great elements. Now, they are in a grosser in the sequence from the space to the earth. Then from the Sattva-guna aspect of these five great elements, five sense organs. Rajaguna aspect, five organs of action. And all of them are supported by the same reality, the existence. And without them, the mind cannot function. So the mind receives the world through the sense organs and acts upon through the organs of action. Therefore, every perception, every action is happening only in the mind. Hands are not doing anything. The mind is telling, scratch the head. Hands have no problem. And therefore, this mind has to be taken into account. So the mind has got the three aspects, sattva, rajas, tamas. And the impact of these three gunas are like this. And therefore, spiritual practice begins, use this knowledge and be actively dynamic in this life without getting involved too much of attachment or too much of ego or success or failure. This is what is meant up to the 16th verse. Now we go further in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.